Yes, folks. Here we go once again with VidIQ Tuesday Channel Audit Livestream, episode 8 of 2022. Episode gazillion of the life and times of VidIQ. I lose count all of the time. And welcome to, apparently my wife just told me, Palindrome Day, which means that today's date can be flipped around, upside down, left or right, put in a fourth dimension, and it will still come out as 2222. Or is it 22222? I'm already not understanding what Palindrome Day is. So in order to explain this, as an expert in the field and purveyor of all video game channel auditing content, it's Dan. Hey, Dan.
It's also Tuesday.
Tuesday. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Can anybody remember Sonic Tuesday when they released, I think, Sonic 2? That was way back in, I don't know, 1993, 94. I know I'm aging myself here, but I do remember in terms of video game releases, Dan, interject if you know any, there was Mortal Monday when Mortal Kombat was released. This might have been in the UK only. There was Sonic Tuesday. Any more that we can think of?
The most excited I ever got, and my friends ever got, was when Halo 2 and or 3 released. That's all I can remember, is going into midnight release lines at GameStop and waiting for Halo.
Did it have a name though? Or if anybody in the chat remembers any sort of specific game release names, do let us know in the chat. I'll try to find them. Let's ask Travis as well. Can you remember any video game day releases?
All the good ones, but what about the fact that today is also National Margarita Day? Maybe that's what you were trying to say earlier.
Oh, I wasn't. As in a pizza, margarita pizza.
No, I mean, I suppose you could put it on a pizza, but it would be kind of drippy.
Oh, that type of margarita. Oh, please no. Another fun, interesting story about my wife. I don't know how much time she's going to come up in this chat today, but whenever we go to a restaurant and it's doing happy hour, she will always order something from the happy hour menu and can't stand it. So I'm guaranteed to waste like $10 to $15 on an awful alcoholic drink that she must try because it's on happy hour.
Hilarious.
Hey, how y'all doing, folks? Welcome. What's going on in the world? Tell me about your weeks.
I don't know. Oh, well, I will say this. So if you guys saw the video that I think Rob did a great job talking about the Super Bowl video I did.
Oh, yeah.
I got some people coming over from the VidIQ channel. They're like, hey, I saw the VidIQ video, which is cool. Although you'll notice now, if you go to my channel, you won't be able to find that video or any of the other Super Bowl videos. And there's a reason for that. And it's not a strategic one. It's I got scared one. Because apparently for a day or so, Viper, who also did a version of that video, he got a community strike for it. So I immediately put all my stuff like
he got a warning, right? And as far as YouTube rescinded that.
They did rescind it, but for the day that he was talking about it on Twitter, I was like, nope. So I know I did everything fair and by the rules, and I didn't do anything bad, but I'm not risking it. I'm sorry. It's not
so what I need to add to the title of my video is how to go viral and get a community warning / strike at the same time.
Well, the crazy thing is like they repealed it because they realized they were wrong. But the whole thing is when that sort of thing happens, you're trying to like fight back and hope that when you appeal, it goes to someone who has common sense, which there is no guarantee of that, unfortunately. And now with Mark Caval leaving YouTube, you almost can't. You just have to go to Team YouTube and hope for the best there. Once upon a time, you could beat him and he'd get things fixed.
Somebody noticing here that we're talking to Travis about video games. He sits in an arcade. Another interesting story from this long weekend. I went to an old school arcade and I played on the following games. I played Terminator Salvation, which doesn't sound that old. The Simpsons arcade game, if anyone can remember that.
They have that.
I got quite far on that. We played a couple of pinball games. I realized, again, talking about my wife, she doesn't understand the concept of Tetris. She managed to crash through a couple of credits within minutes, whereas I was on it for like 20 minutes. And my personal favorite, have any of you played Bust a Move, the bubble pop game? It's basically Puzzle Bobble. I am a huge fan of that. I had it on the PlayStation. I could play it for endlessly. I could have played on an arcade game with a single quarter all night, but I realized that my wife was with me, so I had to unfortunately die after like level 7 or something. But that's one where I could have gotten to the high score, and so on and so forth.
That's fine.
What a self-indulgent beginning to this live stream. Shall we say some hellos to some people?
Sure.
If you are saying stuff in the comments, try and now say hello, or we'll do some shout outs actually for once for the next couple of minutes. Let's start with Damie Mason. Hey, hello to you. We're also going to say hi to Neververse here as well. I just saw Joe's Phenomenal with a comment there, which quickly disappeared because now everybody's saying hello. Banzala, hello to you, and Sign in the house. Dan, I'm going to let you bring up your own chats if you want to say hello to anybody.
Someone said hi just to me here. So, homie Karnal, I think.
Nice.
Hello to you. Who else said just hello to me specifically? Nobody. Okay. All right. Well, fine. Then Xander, hello to you, even though you said hi to Rob. I'm going to take that one. Dino, hello to you. And then Soundtrack Topics, hello.
And then since Travis may not have the chat up, I will help him out here.
Redemption in the house. Appreciate you. Who else is there? Mr. Greener Cat. All right. Keys Cars. And Ford Mustang YT. Nice. Very nice.
Cool. I'm again going off on another self-indulgent sidetrack here, and this may happen frequently throughout this live stream. I'm thinking of getting an EV, and the Mustang Mach-E is at the top of my list, even though it's nothing like a Mustang, is it? It's just like an EV with that branding on it. But yeah, I like the look of one of them. No comments, nothing.
Someone asked me what mouse I'm using, and I think there's only one mouse that any YouTuber should use, which is the MX Master 3. I have actually 2 of them right here. I have 4 of them all told across the house, but this is what I'm using.
Right. I was supposed to bring up loads of new sound effects where I was like, because I don't have I can disagree entirely sound effect. I haven't quite got that. So I'm going to use that one.
Why?
I couldn't disagree more. Not because it is a great mouse, but I think any self-respecting YouTube creator should have a mouse with a gazillion buttons on the side of it, so that you can do like copy, paste, trim, import images. Like I've got all of these buttons assigned to many different things in my video editor.
Who can remember with their thumb which button is? I have a Stream Deck for that.
Yeah, you could use a Stream Deck. I'm not denying that, but once you get used to it, like I use this for quickly adding effects, importing stuff. I'm just tuned into it now. Anyway, let's do some auditing stuff here. I have on my voting poll here, finding out if you are new to this live stream or not. 65% of you have watched this live stream before, which is awesome. So welcome back, all of you. But 35% of you are brand new. So folks, if you are regulars here, could you welcome those people in? If they have any questions, do please answer them and help as a community in a chat. And for the next 60 seconds, I'm going to show you how this live stream operates. Welcome to the VidIQ Channel Audit live stream, where we review your YouTube channels. To submit your channel for review, make sure to fill out the right form linked in the video description. Note that we clear these forms after every live stream, so make sure to resubmit the following week. Channel audits are free, so please don't send us a super chat or spam us in a chat expecting a review. If there are alternative ways to get picked for an audit, we will let you know during the live stream. If we don't get around to reviewing your channel today, VidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 with you. Make sure to download our tools and use the 30-day free trial using the link in the video description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow YouTube creators. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our moderators who do a phenomenal job every single week. Thank you. As for all of you, well, thumbs up if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and if you know of a fellow creator who may find all of this stuff useful, please do share it with them. And with all of that being said, let's start auditing your channels. I do like that comment of somebody who said this is our bathroom break video. It isn't, because we're only 10 minutes in. It'd be a bit worrying if we hadn't had a bathroom break, but I'm going to let you in on a little bit of live streaming secret here. If we ever say we are going to break character, that is where one of us does actually need to have a bathroom break. So like Dan, just for a brief second there, broke character. All right. So I really can't down on that. I do apologize. Where was that? I've lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? I was going to say that if you are brand new to the live stream, what I recommend you do is bring up a second screen so that you're looking at your channel as we audit another person's channel, because we get hundreds of channel submissions every single week, which means, unfortunately, we can't audit every single channel, but we talk about the fundamentals so frequently and so often that you can often apply many of those things. Whether it's we're talking about a gaming channel and you're a cycling channel, there's probably things about the thumbnails which have connections, and you can apply those things. And we are not just a channel auditing service for 2 hours a week. We have a mammoth selection of tools, which I'm going to hold back this week. I'm not just going to highlight one. I'm going to maybe focus on them as we come across those tools when we are auditing your channels. With all of that being said, Dan and Travis, are you ready? The original three amigos to do some channel auditing.
Let's do it.
All right, then. So the first channel we're going to audit, as always, is the channel that submitted first this week to the forms that you can now complete in the video description to still get your channel audit later on. It is KrazyKasper 3112. Since this is a non-gaming channel, I'll start with you, Travis, just to give us your first impressions. Can you work out what this channel is about in 15 seconds or less?
It seems like the last couple seem like they're talking about other YouTubers, right? So big YouTubers. Looks like they were doing movie stuff previous to that. So I don't know. And I would say previous to that, like it was a long time ago. It was a week ago. So I think they're maybe still trying to figure out what's going to take them to the next level. But I would, again, ask them, what is it that they're doing YouTube for? What is it they think they're going to get out of it? And if one of these takes off, what are they going to do next?
Yeah. So I'll give you a little bit of insight here. And I only found this out from the form. Is it in the about section? Let me check. I think these are all music edits and almost montage music collections, maybe of stuff that Mr. Beast does and Do Perfect. But you wouldn't necessarily get that vibe just from the thumbnails and the titles, would you?
No, I mean, I wouldn't know that. But I mean, for a lot of music channels, it would be kind of hard to know that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess the titles also aren't exactly catchy, because Dude Perfect Centuries, what does that mean? Mr. Beast Another Level, okay. And what I think it is probably the name of the song, but because I don't know who like this is, there's no context. So it's hard for me to go, oh, like this is a mega mix. Like if you said Dude Perfect Mega Mix or Best Mix or something, then I would know what to expect. And I go, oh, okay, he's gonna show the best parts of things like Dude Perfect. That's great. Let me watch that. Yeah, Dude Perfect does pretty amazing stuff.
So yeah, it looked like they were just taking some popular music and then doing musical edits to it. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. You're probably going to hit some maybe copyright issues with claims, maybe. So it might not be monetizable in that respect. Dan, what do you think? Just giving you a first glance here on the channel.
I was definitely going to point that out. I think I would be just considering that for the future of the channel. Every video you make, there will be some claim to it, whether it's the artist of the music or it's the creator of the original content. If they don't feel like it's transformative enough, you know, you might just bump into that constantly. So I definitely would not expect to get monetized with this format currently. But that's probably fine. You can totally still make videos and not worry about that.
There's an example of copyright kicking right in there.
So Centuries is the name of the song, Dude Perfect name of the channel. That's the other thing. And you guys already kind of touched on this, but like what are we seeing? You know, is it a highlight reel? Is it a mix? Is it that's what's kind of missing here with the titles. And the other thing while you check on that is when we come back, we should look and see what their most popular video is, because they have quite a few subscribers.
Yeah, that's a good point. It feels like it is popular creators music montage, and I was just wondering if that was a genre, and it's just default into all of the Do Perfect stuff there generally. So let's check out your investigation here. So maybe they've used that Centuries music before on a different channel.
Maybe
Unspeakable. Yeah. So when you use Unspeakable, presumably the song, they're using that frequently with different channels.
Mm-hmm.
That could be fun. It could be fun.
Yeah.
Just for like a fun channel to throw together like cool mixes or montages or something. That could be kind of fun. I think in some ways it's better to put like montage in the title somewhere or something, so that
I feel that as well. As well.
Because
because the channel banner and the channel name give no indication as a value proposition.
Right.
I know you're not always going to see that, but I think actually, in an example of this, if you're always doing musical montages, I almost feel as if the channel name could really help you, because that's another thing that you see on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
That could add context if you don't want to add it to the title. Sorry, Travis, I cut you off.
No. I think you're 100% right. Yeah. Yeah. This is Dan's secret channel.
Yeah, this is it.
So going forward, like, what do you think this creator should do?
It's well, how long have they been trying this very simplistic title strategy without this kind of success? Because it might be one of those things where these videos took off after a long amount of time.
True.
Because they're kind of sticking to that strategy. It looks like months now where they've kept their titles and their thumbnails simple. They've tried a few different verticals, so that's when we would normally tell any channel, like, you've been trying this now for X many days, weeks, months. How, you have enough data there to justify making a change. And doesn't need to be the content itself. It just needs to be the way you package that content. Some of those took off, and you've tried to kind of double down on the titling strategy, and it hasn't worked. You could investigate further into those videos and see where they were getting their views from. Maybe you posted one on Reddit and it took off or something like that. That's not going to help you algorithmically on YouTube. So it's time to play around with some new titles and make it so people like us, like anyone looking at your channel, they don't have to guess what your video is about. And that's what we spent a lot of time doing. Until we actually clicked on the video, we had to sit here and kind of work out the title, work out the thumbnail. And when you do that, and when you have people do that, like, generally they don't take the time like we did. We're here to audit channels. We're going to take the time. Most people will not take the time. They will continue scrolling.
All right, that is KrazyKasper 3112, our first non-gaming channel to submit this week. Let's move on to our first gaming channel. They call themselves JBspherefreak. Dan, I'm going to give you 20 seconds, first impressions of this one.
I'm seeing... Okay, Xenoblade. Okay, all right. Looks like they did the Nintendo Direct. Xenoblade 3 was announced, and now they've been following that trend very successfully. So what were they doing prior to that? Because that Direct was very new. So it looks like they were still touching on Xenoblade, and maybe games like it. It's kind of hard to say. I don't play that game, so I'm not sure exactly what category it fits into, but they've been consistent for a long time. This is the topic, and 8 things. Look at that. Scroll up a little bit. 8 things I want in Xenoblade. There's a little bit more. Where'd it go? There it is.
Oh, is it this one on the left hand side?
Yep. And look how many views that got. That too. But up top I was looking at. But both of those, anytime they talked about Xenoblade Chronicles, they got a significant amount of views. And they were just biding their time. I'm just waiting for any nugget of information to come out. Boom, Nintendo Direct information, and now every single video getting thousands of views. Well played.
It's one of those where they've established themselves as a leader, a passionate creator on this topic. There's always that danger of, will there be more content for this topic, be it a film, a game genre? Fortunately, there's been this new sequel, and this is almost like their gold rush time, isn't it? They want to pile in as much information about this content, whether it is fact or whether it is conversation or opinion. And they are doing that. In the last, less than 2 weeks, they've made 5 videos, and each one of them has got thousands of views, way more than their subscriber size. So they're going to hit 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome to see.
Yeah. There's a few of these titles that really stand out too. So Who is Still Alive in Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Like, great title and thumbnail, just very direct. You know exactly what that video is. 15 details in Xenoblade 3 trailer you probably missed. Of course you're going to do that video. Is Xenoblade Chronicles 3 going to do the impossible? A little more vague, still decent views on that video, But that one, because of, again, just being that much more vague, I think that affected the views that video got. And then the latest video, what was missing from the Xenoblade trailer, just came out 2 days ago. So that one you might just want to give some time and see. But yeah, that's kind of the strategy. Just a second ago, we were on a channel and I said, the more people have to think, the harder it's going to be for them to stop scrolling, right? Well, this channel is respecting that, and they are making it so the viewer doesn't have to think. They know exactly what these videos are going to be about, and that's kind of the key. And then there's striking that balance, like that video from 5 days ago. Like, I want it to be clear this is a video about Xenoblade, and I'm gonna bury the lead a little bit and see if that tempts people. Like, are they going to do the impossible? And here's like a vague thing I'm pointing at. Didn't quite translate, didn't quite work, but it was like you're always kind of finding that balance between clear video, I know it's going to happen in this video, but also emotional kind of pull, like, ooh, that little bit of extra intrigue to get people to finally like click. And I think that's their next challenge, is kind of continuing to workshop their titles and thumbnails to make it so people don't have to think, but make it so you don't spoil the whole video and they don't have to click on it anyway.
I still feel as if this one's fine, Dan, in terms of it's a little less factual, as you say, burying the lead. I like how you described that, and I think the title intrigue there is going to do the impossible. It's asking a question, and what the viewer is thinking, what impossible are they talking about? The only way I'm going to find this out is to click on the video.
It's just the thing they're pointing at. It just looks like a structure. It's like, what's impossible?
Yeah, or I'll give you that. The thumbnail is the idea is sound with the arrow pointing at something a little bit mysterious, but the execution isn't quite there, is it?
Exactly.
I agree with you there. Yeah.
If you're going to say, is Xenoblade going to do the impossible, something impossible needs to be on the thumbnail.
Yeah,
that's all I'm trying to get at. It's a good video. It's still got great views for this channel. I'm not taking that away. I'm saying that would have been, if I were to look at the data and look very carefully at my titles and thumbnails, I would have compared that to the previous video and said, what was it about this? And it's that impossible bit there that was missing, I think.
That thing is just a good point. I agree.
I think that video could have also gotten 10,000 views. I wonder if you have in mind, as I'm saying this, what that thumbnail change could be. Change the thumbnail. Try it out.
Now, as you can see, with more traffic coming to the channel, our vidIQ tools are starting to give you a bit of data here in views per hour. So this is how the video is performing right now, even though it's 8 days old, has 10,000 views. Every hour right now, it's getting 33 views. And you'd think, does that sound a lot? Well, over the course of a 24-hour period, that's around about 700 views. And so if you're getting 700 views a day, that's around about, quick maths, come on, Rob, about 3,000 views per week, I think. Is my maths right there? Probably a little over.
That's 7,000 in 10 days.
Yeah. Correct, yes. Your maths is better than mine, Travis. But essentially, what this is showing is these videos, even like a week after they've gone live, still have a bit of legs on them. Yeah. And I think if you continue to say to the viewer, continue to ask yourself this, and Dan's done a really good video about this, about your ideal viewing candidate, which you kind of already know here, JBspherefreak. What do they want to watch next about Xenoblade 3? That's the next video that you want to make. And so that you keep getting them to come back to your content. What I would be encouraging you to do, if you haven't yet, is using end screen cards and saying, we talked about this today, but imagine if Xenoblade is going to do the impossible. What would that be? Watch this video over here. Like one call to action on the end screen of all of these videos, and you're going to build up a really nice binge watching session for your content. So I'm really encouraged. This channel's going to hit 1,000 subscribers, I would say, within the month. Yep. Hopefully, with all the videos you've already done in the past, you're going to be able to monetize your channel. So that is a big celebration for you, sir. I'll give you some air horns for that. Let's move on to the next channel. And this is I Like Cruise Ships. They have 9,000 subscribers. I would imagine the past couple of years at this point have been very challenging for this creator, given the state of the cruise industry during the lockdown. But now you're going to be breaking out with all of this amazing, fantastic news about new ships, new lines opening up, the opportunity to travel again through cruise ships. And I think, Dan, again, this was your pick, right?
Yeah.
Pre-picked, yeah. Let you start. I'll start with you, and then we'll throw over to Travis.
I wanted to give this channel kudos on their strong focus, especially in the face of COVID and cruises being canceled left and right. Like, good on you for continuing this channel. Even just 4 days ago, you had an update. And now is probably a good time to be into this because there are a lot of updates. I see a recent video. There was no masks on a cruise, so that's obviously news that you can report. I was going to say, I sense a little bit of fear in this creator in their titles and their thumbnails. I think what they could do is start to play around a little bit more, because they start every video with cruise news, the date, and then whatever it is they're talking about gets buried in the truncated title.
Good point. Very good point. Yeah.
I think that the format is working for their current viewership, right? But I would bet that they're probably not getting as many new viewers as they would like. And it's because you're not just doing quite enough yet to pull in those new viewers. There's just not enough in the title or the thumbnail to get people to stop scrolling who've never seen you before and go, oh, I like cruises, and this person is talking about a very specific thing. It just always starts with cruise news. Generally, no one's really looking for news about a cruise ship. So you have to be the person to convince them, like, no, stop. If you ever go on a cruise, you want to know this piece of news because this is what it means for you.
That's such a good point. I think you're dating your videos almost immediately by adding dates effectively when that's probably not really required. I would imagine this travel advisory that's been announced by the CDC is going to be relevant for weeks, if not months. And that should be the headline of your content, especially now as all of this really important information is coming out about getting back into cruising. I'm with you, Dan, here. I think you should be definitely selling the main conversation within the video itself.
Yeah. I mean, and when it comes to thumbnails, like the no masks one, that would have been a great opportunity for you to take, a background of a cruise ship is fine, but you in the thumbnail with your mask and it's like off your face and you're like holding it, like just visualize what you're trying to say in the title. Exactly. Throw it off the bow or something. Like visualize these titles, instead of you're using so much text. You're trying so hard to make it, that part where I said, oh, don't create any mystery for the viewer. Make it so it's very clear what they're going to watch. You have that down, but you have it down in the form of text. So now they're not stopping because it's information overload on that title and thumbnail.
Travis, what do you think?
Yeah, also, I think if you want like some evergreen content, because they're so on timely content, and that's kind of a pain to keep going, answering questions that are common for people who've never been on a cruise before, or people who are looking for information about cruises and stuff. Like I've heard a thing, and I don't know, I assume it's true, but I would love to understand how the boarding and deboarding processes of most cruise ships go, because a lot of people don't think about that. So like a 10 things you need to know about a cruise before you go on them would be a really good thing. The 3 things you didn't know about going on a cruise. Like, again, when someone told me, oh yeah, you have to wait your turn to deboard, that was news to me. I had no idea because I'd never been on one. So you could do some really easy, potentially big videos by talking about that.
I was just doing a search. I feel this is not the right search term, but I'm sure as a creator within that topic, you'll know really what people are searching for in terms of, now that COVID's finished, are there still any requirements, restriction, mandates? Answering those questions right now would be super valuable for anybody, because if I was going to book a cruise, I would be wanting to know what the if there are any restrictions or mandates or travel requirements still in place, just to make sure that it is something that I should be booking right now.
I'd want to know if any changes have been made to like the restaurants on the ship, like buffets and things like that. Cruises are, notorious for buffets. Has anything changed to make those more safe? Things like that. There's going to be so many little changes that I think people are going to take for granted as soon as you're on that next cruise. Things are just kind of functioning as normal, but maybe there's nicer sneeze guards and you didn't even think of it. And you might be the channel that kind of finds those little niche things and then talks about why it's so important or why it needs to change or so forth.
Totally agree.
So I think in summary, what we're saying here, Dan, I think you nailed this really well, actually, is that you probably have a really good core audience here of 300-400 people that are turning up for every video. But is this enough useful information and a good marketing pitch of your videos to reach broad audiences who are trying to get back into the cruise scene? And we feel as if this might feel a little intimidating as it's set out now in terms of news every single day. That sounds a bit a bit of a mouthful for somebody who just wants to get some information. You know, could you collate some of these cruise newsers into like a 10-minute abbreviated summary of all of this type of stuff? How do you make it more accessible for new viewers? And I think that's what the creator needs to think about a little bit.
There was one that was I think a short. It's that one with 69,
yes,
8988 guests. But I think it's a short, and it got a lot of views. And I know it's a short, but I feel like the marketing on that video was done more to the point as what we've been saying, right? The thumbnail's more simplistic, the title's more simplistic, and you did that for a short. I'm saying try that for long form videos.
Yeah, I agree as well. That is, I like cruise ships. We'll move on to our Twitter entrant this time. Now, I finally got something I ordered months ago from Amazon, and we wanted you to try and guess what was in the box. And the funniest entrant would win an audit. Now, the winner, unfortunately, this is a gift, so I can't like play it from the start. So I think if we just wait for a second, I think it starts now as a GIF. So, all right, anything in the box? Does anyone know what film this is from?
I think that's from UHF, the Weird Al movie. Oh, it says it right there.
Okay, yeah. Because I've never seen this film before, so I have no clue what it's on about.
I don't think it's aged super well. I can't remember though. I saw it when I was a lot younger.
Daniel, our community manager, got it. Actually, what did come in the box was, can you see it there?
Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man helmet, yeah. Ooh. And that is going to appear in a video very soon, which I'm filming. I'm waiting for it for ages, and just showing that it didn't come out before. I didn't receive it before the Spider-Man film came out. But anyway, the winner was Jerry Papandre. I hope I pronounced your channel name somewhat correctly. You have approaching 2,000 subscribers. I'm seeing a mukbang style channel, and subscribe if you like food. I know Travis is a big fan of food. So let's start with you and this channel, what we're looking at here.
Yeah. So I love the thumbnail for the Big Daddy chicken sandwich. That looks really cool. I like how you can kind of see his face, but it's slightly blurred. So I think that to me, that is a great thumbnail for a channel like this. Using yellow text, which is interesting, although it's readable. So, you know, okay, fair.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
The breakfast sausage king or queen, I feel like the thumbnail could be better. It's okay, but I feel like it could be better. When you're talking about food, thumbnails are so important. It's one of the niches where thumbnails might be first above title. Most niches, I would argue that it's title, thumbnail, that sort of thing, in that order. But I think food, it's kind of hard to argue that you need to see something that looks delicious or crazy looking in order to watch the video. And look at it, make that Thai chicken. Look at the sandwich ones. His thumbnails on the sandwich videos are
these ones
really
right
good. Yeah. Like, they're so well done. So see if you can figure out a way to, because that chicken parm looks okay, but I would say if you compare that to one of your chicken sandwich thumbnails, are not even in the same ballpark. Like, I don't know if someone else is doing that thumbnail or you just happen to be really good with those type of thumbnails. Whatever it is you're doing in those thumbnails, you need to be doing for most of your food. It looks like a fun channel, though.
I want to sort by most popular to see if predominantly it was the thumbnails with him in the thumbnail holding up a big sandwich. But it looks as if at some point you had a stranglehold and frozen peas as a channel, which is really strange. You're not covering that anymore, though. No.
But the other thing is, like, I'm trying to also figure what is the channel. Am I watching him eat stuff, or like it's not terribly clear? So you see how to make, how to cook, and then there's a brown sugar syrup, but I don't know what that video is even about, right? And then I made an Alton Brown's chicken parm. Okay, so there's like a challenge thing. There's the verses. Like, I can get behind most of these, but I don't have a clear and concise, this is what this channel's about. Like, I almost want to watch a lot of this channel, but the value prop of it isn't clear enough to me to make me go, yeah, I'm subscribing right after we do this video. Like, I'm close because it looks interesting, but I still don't get the idea.
I feel like they're doing both food reviews, but also cooking videos. That's what it feels like, a mix of those two, just by some of the titles and the thumbnails. Which you can kind of tell the ones that are more cooking focused, like the frozen peas one and stuff, and then even recent videos, those cooking centric ones look like they got more views. food review ones, the thing I was going to say, and I've been looking and looking and looking, trying to see examples of this, like the Chick-fil-A one is a good one. There's not a lot of times where they use like a brand or the name of a chef or something like that when they're reviewing food. So like the latest video is like New Jersey chicken something or other, but like, was that from a specific store? Was that like a chef that like, you know, where's that search term? Where's that thing that relates it to me? Because for all I know, you made a New Jersey breakfast crunch wrap, and I'm like, okay, crunch wrap sounds like a Taco Bell thing, but I don't see Taco Bell on the thumbnail, the title. Like that's kind of, there's something missing there, and I think that might be holding the channel back a bit.
Yeah, good point there, Dan. It's similar to when you tie in popular culture in terms of movies and television programs. You sometimes want to try and integrate famous food or drinks brands into your content if you are visiting certain locations. And yeah, I guess it boils down a little bit to cuisine as well. Are you the breakfast eating sausage king, or are you interested in buffalo wings and barbecue stuff? And there is kind of a little bit of jumping from food cuisine to food cuisine a little bit here. So maybe touching different audience points with each video a little bit.
Yeah. Also, they were wrong about what was in the box. It said BO right on the box.
Correct. So Jerry Papandre, I think the summary there is that some of your thumbnails are really good, but you don't quite nail it every single time. And then we're just a little unsure from video to video who exactly your target audience might be, the ideal viewer. Like, are you helping people to cook, or are you helping people to eat the most savory foods? And those are very different audiences, because I ain't cooking anything. I will eat, but I will not cook.
That's a good point.
I will. I'm not going to get my wife to do it. She will not cook either. You know, we will order something in. So there we are. That is. Go ahead.
Sorry, the channel banner says, you know, exactly what we suspected. They're reviewing food, but they're also sharing recipes. So they're kind of doing both. And like you were just alluding to, like, is your target audience people who like, you know, genuinely like to go out and get food, or are they people who genuinely like to stay home and cook? Or is it somewhere in between where people are cooking, they don't like it, they wish it was easier? Maybe that's who you're catering your content to. But all of those are like, that's three different audiences, and the only thing they have in common is food. And when we talk about niching down, you got to find just a little more commonality there.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there's a good example here of, so make your own breadcrumbs. Like, if somebody watched that and was really interested in like the simple methodology, or, you know, I can now do this on a budget. Great. Okay. What are you going to show me how to make next? Now, actually, I'm going to eat a chicken sandwich. And well, I'm not interested. I was interested in you show me how to make stuff. And from this short here, the next 3 videos don't seem to follow that trend of content.
What's this shack? Is that literally the name of a place, or are you trying to be like, is it, you know, Shake Shack, or is it some other place? Is it a mom and pop? Like, that's another thing I just picked up on that title right there. Chicken sandwich from this shack was too much. Instead, it should have been like, this chicken shack, or this chicken sandwich gives, you know, Chick-fil-A a run for their money. Again, tying it to popular. I know we're going deeper and deeper on this channel.
We are, yeah.
Noticing things. Sorry.
As I mouse over as well, I see that the video quality seems to be fairly high. And I'm seeing a lot of different angles that you're using, B-roll. I'm imagining there's some pretty swanky edits and jump cuts and type of thing. So I think once people get into the content, they're probably enjoying it. Yeah. But is the pitch just right for an ideal viewer every time? And with that, Jerry Papandre, I think we'll move on to the next channel. That was a good audit. There's a lot of things to look at there. Next channel is Life 2 Frames. Travis, I think you sent me this one prior.
Well, I think the reason I did is because I watched a very quick clip of one. It looked like it was really high quality, had really good views, but I noticed there wasn't a lot of comments. So I wasn't sure if that's because it's shared somewhere or what's going on. So, you know, they don't do a lot of videos per month or anything, but all of them seem to get pretty good views. But again, when you like watch some of them, it'll be like 8,000 views and like 10 comments or 5 comments or something. So that always makes me wonder, especially since if you see here, according to our tool, it spiked very quickly, which would indicate that almost all of those views came within the first day or two, which is kind of unusual for a channel this small. And if it did, it would be like a semi-mini viral event, and it would be a lot more comments than like 5 or 6 comments. So it makes me think that maybe they're sharing them somewhere else. And I guess that's fine, but it also kind of doesn't help anything. You really want to be able to find people on the platform. The thumbnails, I don't think, are good enough for the type of content they're doing. They're not incredibly clear what's going on. Like, there's so much text across them. None of the images are very clear as to like what's going on. And so I just generally don't know. It's obviously something that's happening overseas, maybe in like Thailand or something. But yeah, it's very hard to see what's going on in any of these videos.
I think this is the most extreme example.
Oh my God, yeah.
I think this one actually deserves text on thumbnail, klaxon alert. I think this channel is, I'm going to guess, and I do apologize if I'm wrong, I think this may be an Indian channel.
Could be.
And they do, as we know previously, they tend to gravitate towards very busy thumbnails. That seems to be the theme for that type of content. So I think we need to allow a little bit of leeway there. Having said that, Travis, I still agree that the thumbnails are a little bit too busy. And maybe it is a case of YouTube is kind of telling you here within platform that maybe you're not getting that many clicks and you're relying a lot on whatever external source you're getting your traffic from. Because yeah, the comments were very low, weren't they? Like 11 comments and there's about 100 likes on this one with 12,000 views. That is definitely in the low end of engagement for a channel of this size.
So typically that's embedded, or sometimes people, they boost them through Google or whatever, and it doesn't really do anything for you. People think, I think I told this story before. I talked to someone that 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe it was a month or half ago, and they had over 100,000 subscribers and tons of videos with hundreds of thousands of views, in some couple cases like 1 million views. And he came to me to do a one-on-one because he wanted to know how to continue to grow his audience. But the reason he wanted to do that is because all those views were bought, like almost all of them. If he put out a video with over 100,000 subscribers, he was getting less than 700 views organic. Everything else was paid for. So it doesn't help you. It's something that, YouTube advertising is good for if you're selling a product, but not to try to promote a channel. It just doesn't work that way. I don't know if that's happening here, but these could all just be external on a forum or something. You never really know. But you'll see a different type of engagement when it's YouTube algorithmically, organically happening.
Yeah. I've tried to talk about this in the past on videos, whereby sometimes if you promote your content outside of the YouTube platform, then maybe the recommendation system isn't getting enough data or the right data from the viewers who are watching. They may be signed out, which means that it's very difficult for them to recommend that content. Or another thing could be is that the people who are watching this content are never actually on YouTube themselves, so they never see the next video that's recommended to them from this channel. So you have to constantly rely on this external source. Now, does this channel experiment with whatever they're doing right now? They just don't do it for the next 4 or 5 videos. They just test putting it on YouTube and seeing if the recommendation system is going to work for them. We're going to guess in the short term they're going to see a lot less views, but they may see the same amount of engagement. And then over time, as YouTube understands more about the ideal viewer, it can reach a good target audience. But of course, that could be a short punch in the face almost in terms of raw view counts.
100%.
What about you, Dan? Anything else you can add, or do you think we've covered that one pretty well?
I think we covered it. I'd really be curious to see their analytics for one, but if what we're assuming is true, I'd be really curious to see the result of that kind of test.
Okie dokie, that is live 2 frames. The next channel we're going to take a look at is the TheFlamingGamer, and I'm always happy to audit a channel that is in the comments all of the time, which is fantastic. And so it's great to finally take a look at this channel. And Travis, let's start with you.
We see TheFlamingGamer in the comments all the time. Drawing your requests. So all the thumbnails are exactly the same. Now you might say, but there's different drawings on there. But when you're looking at it like this, they don't look any different, and it's kind of hard to see that there's anything on the paper. Like you can kind of see some outlines, but how would you know if you're quickly scrolling down through your home feed that you haven't already seen these? So this is a difficult one. I wonder if there's a way of getting the final image bigger on screen that's not just a picture of a notepad. And by the way, what's the Flaming Gamer part? Like, what's the part about? There doesn't appear.
It's a good point, isn't it? This is not a gaming channel. Yeah. This is a I draw your request channel type of thing.
So I'm not sure. I mean, it's interesting. How long have they been around?
Let's see. Are we just going to get to the end of a request here? Is that the end of a channel?
It's about a year.
Okay, we did some gaming stuff beforehand, but definitely a pivot now to.
Okay, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe they just eventually were like, I like to draw things. And okay, that's fair. I probably would have changed the name of the channel, but okay, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Yeah, I just think that I would look at what are the other channels on YouTube doing, Rob? What are the drawing channels doing when they do this?
How would I search for this?
I don't even know. Yeah, drawing your request while I answer your questions. That's cool. So her drawing and then the drawing and then yeah, they're all like closer up. You can see more of the image.
Yeah.
And you don't even see the fact that that's a dope one right there. Look at that.
I like the picture at a slight angle with you currently drawing it.
And then look at the one below it. I mean, it looks 3D. It's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Good as well.
Yeah, so I mean, things that visually are appealing are and you'll notice really you like this one you see like that it's in a notebook and all these other things and it's just white around white. It's not doing anything to draw the eye, whereas these other ones, it's all about the eye. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent here, and people may not be familiar with this person. This is a UK thing, I think, mostly. Has anybody heard of somebody called Jim will Paint It? I'm guessing not. So this is an artist, and to begin with, he would just paint stuff through Microsoft Paint that were requested. And to give you an example, which is something that you might be able to follow here, the request here was Mickey Mouse Trap. So he's painted Walt Disney, and then the Mouse Trap a game in the US, a board game?
Yeah,
this is from like the 80s, yeah. And so all of the Disney characters being trapped and whatever. And I'm wondering if that should be the title of your videos. And then you use a thumbnail, not essentially like this, but something a little more appealing in terms of communication. Not just I'm drawing your stuff. It's give me a title and then I can use a title and draw something out of it.
Yeah.
And this person does lots of really cool stuff. He's been doing it for like he's using Super Nintendo boxes to draw that and something from Gruffalo there. Yeah, and then he does really detailed stuff like this. This is all 1980s, 1990s references stuff, and it's incredible the work that he does. And then just really weird stuff like Boris Johnson holding. That's Nadine Dorries, one of the members of Parliament in the UK. It's just crazy stuff, but it's comical and it's fun. And how does this creator uniquely identify themselves? And they're probably not quite there yet with their content.
Yeah, I think they're getting a very consistent viewership. I think a lot of returning viewers.
Yep.
It's that next thing. Okay, what brings in the new viewers? What's the thing that's gonna, like you said, Rob, that make you stand out?
Oh, who's got a meeting in 10 minutes?
In 10 minutes, I have lunch. That's my every day. Because it ignores the fact that Tuesdays are live streams. They're just Monday to Friday.
So Travis has a reminder every day to eat lunch at noon. Oh, that's brilliant. Right, I think that brings to a conclusion our pre-selected channels. So we'll take a very quick break, and when we come back, we'll do some more random stuff. So if you consider this breaking character, this might be when we do it. But I'm not going to tell you whether or not we've gone.
Introducing daily ideas from VidIQ. AI designed for those that have to create. Inspired by the creators that start working when others stop. Because their inspiration doesn't care for 9 to 5. Creators that push their ideas one step, even 3 steps beyond the obvious, and won't ever settle for anything less. Discover AI-generated ideas made for your channel only, the creator whose brain works like nobody else's. Newly refreshed every single day, because we know how much it hurts to get caught sleeping on a trend. And there's nothing sweeter than waking up to a view count you didn't dare dream of. So we made View Prediction. See all your opportunities ranked by their potential to get you more views. When your creativity and our algorithm work together, surprising things happen. And this is just the start. The power of artificial intelligence is in your hands, and we can't wait to see what you create. Daily ideas from VidIQ. AI-powered inspiration, inspired by you.
I did forget one of the channels, and that was our Discord representative this week. So just before we audit the Discord channel, Dan, as always, tell us why it's essential that you should join our Discord group.
So what we're looking at right now, for example, is the thumbnail channel. And this is just one of many channels in our Discord where people are giving each other tips, tricks, support. You know, basically a whole community full of YouTubers just like yourselves who are somewhere along their journey, sharing their experiences. It's really important because a lot of people kind of go in alone, you know, so that's the nice thing about our Discord. It's not a place where people are dumping links to their videos. It's more or less about actually like talking about their experiences. So what we do is every time we see somebody giving really helpful advice, being genuinely supportive, we pick them up and we audit their channels, whether they know it or not. And this week it is JVK3L3, and they play Minecraft.
They certainly do play Minecraft, Dan, for a channel with just 30 subscribers, assuming they are relatively new to this journey, 4 months. Pretty phenomenal thumbnails. Just in terms of execution. Yeah.
Good. I like that they got away from just like a week or maybe over a month ago. They got away from putting their otherwise cool looking character, you know, this guy. They got out of putting them on all their thumbnails. I think that was a smart move because it doesn't really say Minecraft. And that's the thing. You want
that cartoon character is now the Minecraft character. I'm seeing this individual.
Yes, and that's what's expected in the Minecraft community.
Sure.
You know, you can have whatever skin you want. Minecraft has just no matter what you make that look like, it has a very unique shape, their characters. So that's how I would brand your content if you're looking to put like a mascot in your thumbnails. And that's what they're doing now. So what I like about what they're doing is like, this is how I escaped this Minecraft mansion. And they're really trying to give their titles very early on in their journey that emotional pull, and their thumbnails that kind of match what's going on in the title. So there's a lot of like positive signals there. I think why we're not seeing more views is simply because there's just not a lot of content yet. I think that they may be uploading consistently, but just not very often. It's going to be one of those cases where you need to build up your content library, especially in the Minecraft community where there's so many people uploading so many times a day. You'll definitely want to, you know, upload as often as you can.
I'm wondering if this channel is going for a certain level of quality, just given the thumbnails themselves, and then that requires a considerable amount of editing, given the time of these videos. Each of these ones are 20 minutes at least going forward. And there's just a lot of competition in the Minecraft scene, isn't there? I mean, we've seen countless channels who are making 20-second videos blow up.
Yeah.
And this channel is doing almost the complete opposite, maybe trying to differentiate themselves. And on the face of it, we're seeing some encouraging things, but it's just a very competitive market, isn't it?
Yeah, there's something else too. Like, let's look at the latest video here. It says, "This is why I don't like Minecraft parkour." And the thumbnail and the title are fantastic, both of these on their own. Like as a video, these are great. I think someone with a much larger audience could have gotten away with making that video, and it would have gotten way more views because it would be more related to this person who's already kind of built up this foundation, right? Because you're still so new to this journey and no one's really built that relationship, that rapport with you. It's kind of like meeting this random person you've never heard of, and they're like, hey, just so you know, I don't like parkour in Minecraft. And they would go, yeah, nobody does. Because it stinks. Like, parkour in Minecraft is genuinely a hard thing, and whenever you're in a situation in the game where it's required, it's challenging. It's meant to be challenging. So instead, it would come down to being a better pitch. What was it about that parkour course that it was different? You know, yes, you don't like it, and that's great, but what was the thing about it that anybody, if they try it, they're like, I don't like parkour, but that course is ridiculous. Like, I can't believe you even attempted that. That's what's going to bring in, I think, for a newer channel, the new viewers, to show people things in ways they didn't think of them before. And that's why we're seeing like channels like Block Facts grow so quickly, because yes, he's explaining facts about blocks, but he's doing it in a way no one's seen before. He's coming at it from a perspective nobody's thought of before. And in a community that is this well established, that's kind of what you need to bring to the table now.
I'm wondering as well, Dan, and this is a little counterintuitive to what we just talked about in terms of getting the emotional pull from the viewer.
Right.
Trying to tell them a story. I'm wondering if, as an experiment, they almost don't change the video content much at all.
Right.
But they pitch it as a how-to. Like, is escaping mansions and castles or whatever a genre in Minecraft itself?
I don't know much about the mansions. They were added kind of towards the end of my time with the game. I haven't played in a while, but I do understand that they're, one, hard to find, and two, they could be very, very, very big. So getting lost in one is something I think could happen.
I was just wondering if it might be an idea to try and pitch as a how to escape type of, it suggests it's going to be a tutorial, and you have maybe a couple of tutorial elements in there, but you still remain the overall storytelling aspect, which is the vibe I'm getting from these videos as is.
Yeah,
just to maybe appeal to the tutorial aspect to begin with, just to build up the audience a little bit, as opposed to, as you say, I think if these were thumbnails and titles from a channel with millions of subscribers, they would get their audience coming in, no problem. But this channel doesn't have that audience yet. You can
make titles and thumbnails like this in the future, but yeah, for the start, how to is a great place to start. You can also make a claim, make an outrageous claim, and it's good to plan it ahead of time so you can like say in the video itself, I think that this is the most ridiculous mansion there is in Minecraft, and I'll share the seed with you, but maybe you've seen a more ridiculous one. But the pitch of the video in that case, in that hypothetical, would be you going into this mansion and saying, I've never seen one like this before. And that's the title. That's the thumbnail. You're showing people something they've never seen before, and you found it. Only you. Like, you might worry that you're clickbaiting people, but as long as you're honest in the content, like, I've never seen one like this. Maybe there could be one out there, but you guys got to check this out. People will forgive that. You don't worry so much about that, but you have to find that thing that makes you stand out. And if you found somebody or something in Minecraft no one's seen before, I mean, that's a great place to start too.
I think I would like to stress, probably on behalf of Dan here as well, that we're just suggesting things to test out. We don't want to necessarily redirect you completely in where you're going with your channel, because it looks like, in terms of the thumbnails and the titling and the consistency, you've got a lot of foundations in place. But if you test now, you'll be able to get some useful data and feedback as you build up your catalog of content going forward. So that is JVK3L3. Is it time for some random channels?
I think so.
All right. Thank you, everybody who's saying that they are finding this live stream valuable. 84% of you. That means we're doing a good job. And do let us know what your biggest takeaways have been so far from this live stream as we move into the random element of this. What we do is we try and pre-select some channels that we think are going to be interesting in particular in the first hour, but then we just open it up to masses, so to speak. Anybody who submitted on these forms could now be selected for a channel audit. And we do this through the magical claw. If Jeff was here, he would be risking copyright claims from Toy Story with him always saying the claw as we pick a number. And we'll do that right now. We take the number. It is 235. We take it to one of our forms, in this case, the non-gaming channel audit form. And we type that in here. We get the video link, and we just plop it in here as new visitors to your channel, LynnHermann Films, with your near 300 subscribers. And again, I will throw it to Travis just for your first impressions. What do you think's going on here?
Is this? It's got to be a music channel, because otherwise that doesn't make any sense. It's just got to be music, right?
Feels like it, yeah.
Some pretty cool looking thumbnails with looks like some pretty cool looking graphics, but it doesn't look like it's anything in particular other than visual candy. So my guess is it's just music, which is not a bad thing, but cool. Always have a problem with those. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it looks, I would think it's some type of like synth wave or something like that, some type of, you know, futuristic music you might hear in Cyberpunk or something. Is my guess.
So what I'm finding interesting here is that I guess what I should say here is that when we get music channels, the three of us internally go, because we got to think, right, what do we say about music channels? Since none of us are music creators, we always have to almost take an extra step to figure out what's going on with a channel. And what I'm seeing here is very healthy view counts for a music channel, which is really encouraging. We very rarely see this for a channel with 1,000 subscribers or less. And what I'm seeing here in terms of the thumbnail and the title is almost exclusively pitched at an SEO position here, in there telling you the music genre, the dating it to tell you that it's current, and then maybe a little bit of context in terms of this is going to help you study, or this is going to help you maybe do a dance cleaning mix, like you're gonna be cleaning while you're dancing, listening to this hardstyle 2022. And I feel as if that's what a lot of music channels perhaps don't appreciate, that they really need to think of themselves not as a channel brand, but more like an SEO brand. Like, here's who I'm pitching it to, so the viewer, as they're scrolling, knows exactly where they are. And this is where I think sometimes text on thumbnails is probably encouraged, because you're just trying to tell them exactly what's on the thumbnail tin, so to speak. That's what I'm seeing. What about the rest of you? Any new thoughts coming in here?
Yeah, it's just a tough one. It is. I
mean, for a moment,
I would have to hear the music and stuff, because the reality is I think YouTube even has said this, that most of their music content's found in playlists.
I think everybody can hear that as we're playing it. Yeah,
it's like the views kind of go up over time.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty cool. I don't know. Timestamps don't make sense to me in something like this.
It could be different songs. It's a longer video.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's another thing. Each of the videos are like 20 minutes on average.
So it's just
maybe 5 to 6 tracks each one.
I've never seen that before. That's interesting.
I think you touched on something, Rob. I mean, you notice that they're talking about studying, unwinding, things like that. And I mean, that video is from like 12 days ago, so it could be that it continues to get a lot more views over time. But yeah, it kind of gets me thinking, like, what are some other, like, think about the person who's looking for music right now. Like, what other things could they type into that search bar? You know, music to what? Like, then activity here, music for parties, unwinding, studying, like, you know, road trip music. Maybe that's just an aspect that a lot of these channels should be considering.
This is interesting how the inspiration of a channel came about.
An idea for a show my 4-year-old son wanted after watching the Roe show. After watching the second episode, Roe was done with it. I wanted to keep it. All right.
But I wonder if that's still relevant, because the channel started in May 2021, and now this is all a month old.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it is. Hard to say, though. I mean, listen, these are the things where if we're sitting here trying to figure it out, that means other people are just as confused. But I mean, I do think it's obviously a music channel with like kind of the cyberpunkish type music, which is cool. I think the thumbnails are in line with that vibe. So as far as that's concerned, I think it's pretty on point. Personally.
Yeah, I'm encouraged by this channel. I'm encouraged by the consistency of output. They seem to be sticking to generally the similar genre on each of the music videos that they're producing, and I feel as if they're starting to get evergreen momentum on a lot of these. Looks as if they're gonna start to generate 5 to 10 views an hour over time, and when you've got 100 of those videos doing that, you're starting to talk about 1,000 views per hour on a channel as a whole, which is really encouraging. So for me personally, I would say carry on doing what you're doing for another 50 to 100 videos, especially this SEO style titling. I think that really works in the music genre, and any music channel should be looking at this as a bit of a template as a new channel in the music area.
Could this channel also, unless you guys think it's just overdone now, be experimenting with like a 24/7 kind of live stream if they have enough music, just to let something run?
Let's take one of the examples, which would be
not a bad thought.
I'm gonna do chill hop.
Yeah, I think that's a thing.
So we'll do chill hop, and then we'll just filter by well, there we are. You got the live streams up there already done. And thousands of people watching.
Yeah, live streams get that special placement, but like those just pretty much run 24/7. There's services that help you pull that off, but I guess what I would worry about is like the catalog of music that you have to pull from. And if you have that and you invest in one of the services that keeps the stream up, I don't see any reason not to do this.
I mean, there's a good example here, a channel with like 8,000 subscribers, so not too big. You know, they're getting 85 people watching that right now. Yeah, multiply that to 24 hours in a day, you're talking about 5 to 10,000 views per day on a live stream.
Look at that title, Game Room. Like, you know, that relates to somebody. Someone's like, yeah, I consider my space this gaming room, so this is perfect for me, you know, and maybe that's what this comes down to, is targeting a certain type of person with the music, not just in the genre of music, but the title and the thumbnail as well.
So what we're talking about here is a VPS, a virtual private server, I think, whereby, as you say, Dan, you set up something on a cloud-based computer server which can run all of the time. So you're not like literally setting up a laptop and running it for 24 hours. Although you can test that, but you're looking for something to support you outside of your, I guess, internal infrastructure that you have here. And you've already got probably 24 hours. Well, what do we loop on, do you reckon, these? Do you reckon it's always new content that they're looping on these 24/7 ones? Or
it doesn't have to be.
Like,
I mean,
yeah, it could be like I mean, if you're looking at this, you probably have in the region of 3 to 4 hours worth of music that you can loop on a live stream. So something to potentially investigate in the future. But yeah, really encouraging stuff here for LynnHermann films, and that's why we stuck around a little bit on this channel. Let's pick out another one. We'll do a gaming channel this time. That is channel number 97 from our gaming list. And now you can see how many submissions we get. We've got almost 300 gaming channels that are submitted, over 300 non-gaming channels. So we're trying to audit 600 plus channels right now in the time that we have available. And it's tricky. It's tricky. We're not going to get them all done today, but we will try our best.
No, but we've covered a wide array of channels so far.
But now we have another Minecraft channel done.
Okay, well, never mind.
Shucks. Oh, shucks.
All right. So what do we got? It looks like we're doing modded Minecraft, and you are making me miss the days where I played a lot of modded Minecraft. All right. So chapter 1 complete and create. Okay. So just looking at the titles, looking at the thumbnails, kind of taking this all in. I will applaud you on the, again, consistent viewership. A lot of these channels we've seen today, like everyone's doing really well with bringing in like this consistent, regular returning audience. So what we like to tell channels is that, hey, like that's awesome. That's always the first step, but you want to continue and make it so that every video brings in new people if possible. And I believe that a Let's Play video, even into episode 7, can still bring in new people. The way I like to explain this is, if you don't focus so much on the episode number and you focus more on what it is people are going to get out of that video, regardless of what episode you're in, people are more likely to click on it. But the deeper you get into that Let's Play, the higher that number goes up. I think the harder it is for new people to find you. Now, we did talk to Farzy recently, who is the Minecraft
We did.
channel, is using episode numbers. But titles and thumbnail wise, he does a really good job with showcasing and making that one video about the one thing, right? And he talked about progression. The episode numbers help him and help the audience identify how things are progressing along and help them follow. But he also makes sure that in his content, he remembers that every single person watching could be brand new and they might not have been following the series 200 episodes later. So it's all about kind of how you approach that. And I think episode numbers, if you want them there, okay, but they're so prominent and such bright yellow on those new ones, it kind of takes away from, my eyes are drawn to that, and I'm not seeing what it is in behind the episode number. Like, other than the fact that that was episode 7 at the top there, what I can't tell. There's too many things in focus. There's not anything in particular that you're trying to show me in this thumbnail. And that's,
There is some.
yes.
Sorry, finish your thought, Dan. Sorry.
That's where I'm getting a little bit lost.
There is some thumbnail evolution, I think, that irrespective of episode numbers, I feel as if they're getting better. There is this insistence to include a big logo of some kind, whether it's a game logo or
it's gonna be the mod pack or the mod itself.
Mod pack, is it TFR? Now, I don't want to make this unnecessarily complicated, difficult for you here, Dan, but the creator may argue, yeah, but I made tons of videos without episode numbers, and now I'm using episode numbers,
and that's what I'm
seem to
saying.
be getting more views and subscribers. So
yes, exactly. I'm coming around on this practice because of Farzy, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like he's shown me that even with episode numbers, I can still get a lot of new people to come to my channel, and that's great. But I think the thing about Farzy's episode numbers versus these ones, and we can go look at his channel if you want, the Farzy has a much better framing of the thumbnail. Even if there's an episode number, you can still see what it is. That in this latest one, great example, like there it is in the corner, but I'm looking, my eye is not drawn to it. It's drawn to the build. Look, he built that in hardcore. I know I didn't even read the title. He built that thing in hardcore Minecraft. I got everything I needed from that thumbnail. It's also the 23rd episode, but that build is so cool. I don't care that I'm 22 episodes behind. I want to watch. And so that's the trick. Like, look, maybe this creator took inspiration directly from Farzy, because I'm seeing the channel or the same exact style of thumbnail in terms of it being slashed down the middle.
The split thumbnail, yeah. Also, look at VidIQ's VPA now, really kicking in here, showing which videos are having traction over a longer period of time, like 500 views per hour, and this video is a month old. Ooh, that's some nice evergreen content.
Oh yeah. Like, he's the master at this. So taking another look at this channel, that, like, yes, the split thumbnail style can work, but you're taking a zoomed out image and then another zoomed out image, and you're kind of putting them together, and it's like, now I got 2 really small images instead of 1, and it's so hard to see. And I know with modded Minecraft, I've played it, you make these giant factories, right? But you got to put that into context. So you're doing medium shots of like something vague. If you made something huge, zoom way out and get the whole thing in there then. Or if there's one particular item that was a game changer for you, zoom way in and make that the focus. But yeah, think about the context from the viewer's perspective. I think if this channel continues to work on their thumbnails, their titles might be great. I've been focused mostly on thumbnails. You know, some, like,
they're a bit long. I
yeah,
think most of the titles are a bit wordy.
Here's the last thing I'll say. Chapter 1 completed is great for you, but that's not value for the audience. So if I were to nitpick your titles, that's what I would say. There's that value missing for the audience. Oh, it's great that you completed chapter 1. I know as a player of modded Minecraft, a lot of these mod packs have like chapters you're trying to complete to like get through the mod pack. So it's cool that you did that, but what was chapter 1? What happened? What was the thing that made you complete it? Like, make sure that the audience sees like what they're going to get out of it. They, like, I don't personally care that you achieved something in the mod pack. I want to see what's in it for me. Because when I watch modded Minecraft videos, it's because I'm trying to create something in the game. Modded Minecraft is very difficult, and I want to know how someone set something up so I can mimic it in my own world.
Create above and beyond is in each of these titles as well. This is the name, I think, of a series.
That would be the name of the mod, I think,
or mod as well.
Pack.
Right.
Creates this very complicated, really cool mod.
So maybe some search engine optimization planted in there as well. Maybe that makes the titles a little too wordy. Does Farzy do the same thing? What? Let's have a look at these. Does he? explain his series in each of the titles? No, he's just very much talking about a. Oh no, he does. He does on most of these. He does the series at the back end of the title, Dan. Like it's cut off a little bit. Like Minecraft 1.118 Hardcore Let's Play Episode 20.
That's
you
all
can't see on the title.
That's all the SEO, and it's shoved at the back, and it works. You know, when the title isn't truncated, you get the full context. You don't need it though, because you're already in at I built an epic nether base, and you see it. There it is, and it does look epic.
Let's pick another channel. This channel is 234, which is very suspicious. 234. The last non-gaming channel was 235. Send your complaints in to support@vidiq.com. They will have no clue what you're talking about.
clawbert.com.
There we are. Send it wherever Dan just said. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to get Travis's attention. That didn't work. Whoops. My sound effects have stopped working. There we go. That was a delayed reaction. Hey, Travis. Hello. Hello. You're either going to be chased down by an enemy in Metal Gear Solid, or we want you to look at Key's boating channel, which is approaching 300 subscribers.
All right. Boating projects fun. Okay. So see how to repair, boating, water leak in your boat. Okay, so it's kind of like advice for people who own boats. And again, I think the thumbnails are really like overly cluttered. But the thing is, here's where we go back to who the viewer is. What are other thumbnails looking like in this niche? Are they equally cluttered? If so, that's actually what people are going to be looking for. I'm guessing they're not this cluttered. Red text, another kind of no-no. Just all types of things on us. Let's see.
Yeah, I didn't think that would be a good search.
It didn't help, especially. But I mean, you can see some of them, right? So most of them are somewhat more clear. The ones that actually are legitimately like fixing your boat kind of videos.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's much more clear to see those. So I mean, I would start there. Start at the thumbnail. Figure out how to make them more simple and more clean, easy to see, easy to understand, and I don't know, like what are the top 10 things someone needs to know when they first buy their boat? What are the top 10 things people who have had a boat for a long time don't know? What are the, you know what I mean? Do some listicle things. If you're doing a lot of how-to stuff anyway, that stuff will get you going for a while.
Yeah, these thumbnails, I'm struggling to get, forgive the pun, I'm struggling to get my eyes past the thumbnails. They are so busy. I can't look at any one of these thumbnails and like get it to stand out and jump out at me and slap me in the face and tell me what this video is about. I'm having to decode what the video might be about just by following arrows, lots of red text. As you say, Travis, tends to be a no-no. But you know, having said that, there is some consistency in view counts. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I just wonder, and those are probably a lot of people that have come through a couple of times already and maybe are looking for more stuff, but you want to be able to expose yourself to more people outside of that group who are kind of maybe clicking in spite of instead of because of the titles, if that, or the thumbnails, if that makes sense.
I guess my question here would be, who is the ideal boat owning viewer that you want to appeal to? Because there's many different types of boats of many different prices, sizes, whether it's a sailboat, whether it's has an engine in it, like, because certain boats will have different complexities in terms of how they are repaired. So for me, for example, it might be an ideal viewer might be it's their first boat that they're owning and they've spent a maximum of $30,000 on it. They've probably got it secondhand, so it's probably going to need some maintenance or repairing here and there. And as Travis said, what are the top 5 questions such an owner of a boat is going to be asking in terms of what needs to be checked, maintained, fixed, etc., etc. And that might be able to just nail down the owner a little bit more, because some of these I see like that looks more like quite an expensive yacht that I can see there. So I don't know if that's the same target audience. I'm seeing stuff about drones and cameras on some of these. So is it somebody who's just recording the aspects of boat ownership rather than repairing and whatnot. Just all different questions that are popping into my head, being a complete layman in this area.
There's a couple of videos that are for anybody who's interested in a boat, and those did very well. The one was about how gas is expensive and how they save money. Another was boat buying tips. So there's a lot of things that are like universal to owning a boat. Like how do you take care of it in the winter? Things like that.
And this one here.
Yeah, if they're going to do these types of repair ones where it's kind of specific to the type of boat, that's fine. It's just that like they're trying with arrows and text and everything to make these thumbnails tell the story, but it's just the pictures aren't great in some of them, and so it's even with arrows pointing, it's like I don't really know what that's pointing at, and it's just so much going on, as you guys already kind of said.
Let me do a quick search for one particular product. So let's see if we can find. And I guess that's the boat itself rather than a part of it. Battery. And it looks as if actually ranking for that, which is fantastic.
But the other ones are very, non-specific to what kind of boat.
Yeah.
Or what kind of battery do I need for my boat? Things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just when I do a search and I'm not seeing any thumbnails that jump out at me, that seems to suggest that it's an underserved topic on YouTube. That the creators in that space haven't yet gained the experience and I guess the video production maturity. And so this gives somebody like this creator here the opportunity to maybe say, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to outsource thumbnail making to somebody on Fiverr for the next 5 to 10 videos and see what they come up with. See if they can take a really cool still image from the video. Maybe they have to do it that way. Or you just take them a very simple photo of like the biggest thing in the video, and they turn it into something that's really exciting and clickable, just to give you like a fresh perspective on what we're seeing here.
Yeah, there's something else I'd be thinking about too, and that is the ceiling on this content. There's just probably not a lot of people who are boat owners compared to people who play Minecraft, for example. Like the ceiling is just going to be lower. So it's just something to take into account. What I would be trying to do is master what you're trying to do now, right? So try to get to the top of the ceiling of where you're at now, but then I'd be thinking about the future. Like once you master that, how can you start to niche out? And I would say maybe it's like the lifestyle aspect of owning a boat, right? Like I watch van life channels, but I'm not interested. I don't own a van. I'm not interested in living in a van, but something about the lifestyle is interesting to me. And I watch those videos anyway. Can you eventually pivot to being that channel? Because I feel like the ceiling on that kind of content is much higher.
There is the argument now that the smaller audience has a significant disposable income in this area, and so you maximize the monetization of a channel, be that through affiliate links, memberships, and products and services. I was just going through the description, and they seem to have some of that already in place, which is encouraging to see. So even though they're probably not monetized on YouTube, they may be actually earning money from their content, and that's great to see from a channel that's nowhere near monetization yet, which is encouraging to see. Oh, that was my own voice. That was scary. Well, let's move on to the next channel, and this is going to be a gaming channel. 284. Alrighty. RioNam is the channel, and first impressions, it looks like they are talking about FIFA, but efficient. Well, they told me in the value proposition, which is great.
So they are claiming to be like the expert at FIFA.
I don't mind that value proposition. It's kind of cute and unique in its own way.
Yeah,
I feel as if it's about FIFA, and it looks as if it's the card game that they have, the channel banner and icon don't get that strong vibe from it in terms of branding. That's something to maybe fix later on.
So we should probably be looking at the thumbnails and the titles that are working right now, because I'm not too familiar with what works in the space. It seems like some spiky views too on their channel.
Encouraging though. I mean,
Yeah.
most views are above subscriber size, so they're already reaching out to new audiences. I'm going to do FIFA. What's it called here? FIFA card openings. I feel as if that's the broader genre here.
So it's kind of like football cards, but with FIFA cards. I've never heard of that. I mean, it makes sense, but is this for the game?
It's actually for the game. Yeah, I think this is a game within it. Like you do these career modes. Well, I think you play against other people, but you gain new players by unlocking cards, almost like loot, I guess, in FIFA, in Fortnite, and shooting up games.
W2S, like that person seems to be like the leader here. Like,
yeah, 16 million subscribers. Wow.
Yeah,
impressive work.
Holy moly. I mean, they're like, these channels are the ones who are kind of like paving the way, right? Like I would be looking at these channels and seeing what are they doing that I'm not. It seems like putting your face on these videos might be really important.
The reaction. Yeah, that seems to be it most of the time, isn't it?
I mean, if you get an epic card or you spend money and you get crap, like you want your reaction either way, you know? And I think that makes this like so much more impactful when we see the thumbnails we were just looking at compared to this, where it's kind of always the same template and then a bunch of text, you know, like how to grind upgrade packs. Like that's a lot of text, and it almost matches the text in that title, how to grind league upgrade packs for, and then acronym that I don't know. So that's like the difference here. You show like a card or 3 cards and then your face like mind blown, and that's going to be more clickable. People are more willing to read that title, you know, after seeing that thumbnail.
It does look as if this is more of a tutorial how-to channel, though, Dan, as opposed to the shocking reaction reveal.
So
I don't necessarily agree with you. Sorry, I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying. It's just there's a slightly different pitch going on here.
So so can we, if we click on one, like what does the actual video itself look like?
Loads of player picks and get yourself some future star players.
No, so narrating over what he's doing.
How to grind the new 80 future stars player picks. Interesting. So you know what that tells me, and I might be wrong because again I don't play this game, but if you're saying it's how to grind, what you're saying is I don't have to spend money and I can get these cards. You're showing me how to get them without spending money. I think that's what grind implies. So that story wasn't told to me until I really like, you know, focused on the title and focused on the video, and because everything's so scattered and there's so much to see, it's hard for my eyes to like fix on one point, you know. So how to grind the new 80 plus future stars. So you put the title in the thumbnail too, but it's so tiny and it's on this really busy background. Like I'd be simplifying all of that, but I think there's a lot of value to that. Like basically get these for free, you know? So driving that point home, what I would have done is kept the title the same. In that case, I would have said, I would have taken an icon and then put like an arrow pointing in like free ? You know, just to drive that point home to get it. So I don't have to sit here and go, what the heck are they going on about? And that's what's going to happen. People aren't going to take the time to think about this. They're going to keep scrolling.
Yeah.
I apologize for my lack of FIFA knowledge. I feel like if I knew more, I'd be able to offer more than that.
Thumbnail wise, do you think, as well as some of the text being on there, there's just a lack of contrast between foregrounds and backgrounds in terms of what the thumbnail should be showing me most prominently versus stuff that should be a little bit more in the background? I think these style thumbnails just work a little bit better with kind of like the changing room in the background, which is a bit more blurred. But this is just an attack on the senses of colors almost.
Yeah,
with little foreground and backgrounding.
It's way too busy. And I know you only added a few elements to it, but it's just the background you're using is just, you know, it makes your eyes go cross and you're just trying to, you know, get the context of this video.
Personal opinion, I think these yellows and golds seem to jump out a little bit more certainly on a dark themed background of YouTube. That's something to experiment with. But encouraging stuff here for RioNam. Yeah, lots of views here for a channel with just approaching 250 subscribers. All right. So we've been talking now for 90 minutes about your channels. And unfortunately, given the time constraints, we are giving you a maximum of 5 minutes before we move on to the next channel. And it is a free service that we offer. But let's say your channel has hit 1,000 subscribers, or let's say it hit 10,000 subscribers, and you're now starting to earn a little bit of income for your content, and you want to try and reinvest it back into your channel. That's right, to earn even more money. How might you do such a thing? That could be through a professional group of not only auditors and educators, but also fellow creators who are trying to achieve very similar things to you. And we now have such a group that is growing, and they are learning, and we are starting to see some positive results from it. And it is, of course, group coaching provided to you by VidIQ, and not only VidIQ, but the master auditor group coaching aficionado. That is Travis. Tell us a little bit more about what we're offering here.
Yeah, so
Travis.
we're doing some really cool stuff in group coaching where we have our own private group where we chat and everyone kind of talks and shares through strategies. Of course, we do our live streams a couple times a month. Rob's going to be joining us on Saturday to do some Q&A with people. So, you know, if you ever wanted to know, well, how did you, get to 1 million subscribers or anything like that, like what kind of tips and tricks do you use that you don't necessarily tell other people? You can ask all these questions in the group coaching coming up this Thursday. We have 2 calls every month, although we've been doing 3 every month, and we're looking actually to expand that. We're actually going to be combining it with Boost here very soon. So it's going to be all one big thing. Super exciting. And we're starting to see some channels that are starting to get some really interesting growth. And there's one who's in the group, and we're going to bring them up on live stream on Thursday. We're going to learn from their kind of mini viral success. I'm really super excited about it. Now, the thing is, we've been doing this for about 2 months, and you might think, oh man, I missed 2 months worth of coaching, which is both true and untrue because we record all the coachings. So what's interesting is it's never been a better time than to join in right now because for your fee, as soon as you sign up, you get access to all of those previous calls. You will have literally like 5 hours worth of calls to go through as soon as you sign up. You literally could start today, learn stupid amounts of information today, and then still be around to talk to Rob on Thursday.
Now, we do appreciate that there is a cost to this, but as I say, we do the free offerings on the YouTube channel pretty much all week, every week. But creators usually get to a point where, yeah, I think I've figured out thumbnails and I think I've figured out channel focus. What's the next thing that I can do? And they start to look for consultants, and you get to a point where some consultants charge thousands of dollars for this. And we're still in our figuring out the kinks, aren't we, Travis? We're trying to make sure we get it right before the prices potentially go up. So it's kind of like an early bird special opportunity at the moment, isn't it? And we don't know
it really is
when it's going to fill up or when the prices are going to go up.
Yeah, and it's a monthly thing, and we're going to have sales and stuff coming up pretty soon. So if you really want to do it, but you don't have all the money right now, hang tight. It'll be available for a lot of people. And there's vloggers, there's gamers, there's financial channels, there's all types of channels that are in group coaching. So it's possible that there'll be someone in your niche already there. And we have a great group of people. Every question that's been asked has been answered. So some people were like, well, how many people are in it? Will I get my question there? Yeah, every single question that has been asked, whether it be during the live stream or in the Discord, has been answered. So we really want to make it successful. So if you have like these, like, I don't understand, my channel's doing this, my video's doing this, that's where we answer. We can't answer them here, just not enough time. This is where we answer them. And by the way, we have like the cheapest version of this anywhere. I did just personally because I wanted to see what some of the other people are doing. I signed up for a one-on-one with a really well-known YouTube expert, and it was $700 for an hour. So, and that was it. There's nothing else. There's no other calls. That's it. $700 1 hour, done. This is a lot less than that, and you get multiple hours per month. So something to think about.
There is a link in the description if you want to take advantage of this. As Travis said, I am guest appearing on Thursday and looking forward to Oliver, challenging questions that are going to be pitched for me. And allow us to indulge ourselves in these few minutes that we've wanted to talk to you about the group coaching. Thank you for your time. Let's get back to some free value that we can offer you here in this live stream, which is to be picking another channel. I completely forget. Was the last channel I reviewed? It was a gaming channel, wasn't it? So we're channel number 69. There's people sniggering in the chat probably right now at channel number 69. They call themselves Unbelievable. They do trick shots. Okay, we saw Dude Perfect earlier on the channel a little bit. And this channel is definitely going after what looks to be the shorts angle here with their content. They haven't been on YouTube for very long, just over a month. And this is a tricky one, isn't it? Because shorts channels kind of look horrible on a desktop computer because they're not custom thumbnails. So maybe it's better to go to the home section where you have added your short shelf, which is good to see. It's a bit unfortunate that that's choosing that as your thumbnail. For shorts.
Could we click on one? Just that marker one?
Yeah, all right. Let's give this a go. Let's see if my internet's going to work. Let's do the 8-second one. Surely my internet can handle this.
Oh.
So one thing they could experiment with when it comes to shorts, like YouTube is adding more to the shorts, I guess camera. Basically, they're adding more features that make it easier to create with shorts. Yeah. And Rob, you pointed this out in a video recently, like TikTok's way ahead of them, but they are trying. One of the things they added not that long ago was the ability to not only select music, but show what trending music and sounds people are using.
Correct. Yeah, good point.
And one thing I'm noticing about short form content, be it YouTube or TikTok, is that people, even if they don't need it, they still use a trending song or a trending sound. And that could be, when it comes to shorts, like normally we sit here and tell you titles, thumbnails, blah, 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 blah. When it comes to shorts, it's literally all about the content. Yeah, you want a decent title. You want it to be clear what that video is about. Sure. But most of the time, people are scrolling through the short shelf and they don't know what's coming next. So they're not going to see whatever still image was captured for the thumbnail. They're not going to pay attention to your title. So having that trending music is a great way to get them to stop scrolling. And then it's you doing a trick shot. And because you got right to the action in that video, which was a great move, then they're more likely to watch the whole thing and maybe more than once. I wouldn't be doing the slow-mo when you don't need it. I don't think you needed the slow-mo for that, because what people will do is watch it twice, 3 times, because it wasn't slowed down. And now they're seeing you flip the marker. They're like, whoa, what did I just see? And then they'll let it play again, maybe a couple times. Now your retention for that person is 300%. So these are all different strategies to help you grow in shorts. See, I would need to see that again. I don't know what the heck happened. So they're going to slow it down for me. Okay, cool. Got it. I don't need to watch this again. As the disc is going into the Wii, I can already swipe away. So
yeah, so
just
let's
a suggestion.
Replay that. Something needs to happen now, doesn't it? There was like 2 or 3 seconds there when nothing happened. I know my internet is going terribly, but yeah. It has to be. This could probably be trimmed down to like 6 seconds or 5 seconds.
Yep, shorter is better for shorts.
And then, do we agree that we need? Should this be on at the end?
I don't think so.
Yeah. When does it start?
Here's the problem with that.
There's 5 seconds of that.
Yep, and if that video loops, some shorts are a perfect loop and you don't realize you've watched it until you're like the third time around, right?
Yeah.
But if you have an end screen on that video begging people to subscribe, now they know when the end of the video is.
Yeah.
Like YouTube told us this. You want your shorts to be loopable if possible. So I know it hurts. I know you want subscribers. Don't put a subscribe call to action if you don't need it. Like that, so many people swiped away as soon as they saw that. They know that you've signaled the video's over. So that's what I would suggest for this creator. Don't slow it down, and don't put a subscribe call to action, and use some trending music.
Maybe what you could try here is, I bet all of these 6 videos, yeah, probably the super visually satisfying aspect of it comprises of about 3 or 4 seconds of each of these. Maybe try and do something like 5 amazing trick shots in 15 seconds, and you just put all of them together and they just quickly go from one to the next. Because you can almost, you've already got this content now, so compile it within a shot in itself. Because I think the challenge here for this creator is that all of this has been done before. Like, even it's amazing to you that you were able to achieve it, but people who are just swiping through on shorts and TikToks have probably seen somebody flip their pen onto a desk many, many times. So how can you differentiate or make this new and fresh and appealing again? I get to tell you one thing I often do when I'm on Facebook, which is very rarely now. All I do is stalk people on Facebook. But when videos come up, I always stop when there are montages of, for some reason, I get a lot of montages of weather disasters on Facebook, and it shows me something different. It'll be 4 minutes long, but there's like 50 or 60 different clips that are coming through on that content. And that's what's going to keep me watching. And I think it's the same for this type of short form content. Sometimes maybe you want to do a slow motion of something that you achieved if it was amazing and spectacular, or if you want to try and do something that's visually satisfying. But I'm in agreement with Dan that you just, what's next? Keep hitting them with it as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you were to do that, like the shorts shelf might reward you with its own montage. Like every time you, like they might show 3 of your videos in a row, you know, but they all need to be like excellent. They all need to be really short, right to the point. And yeah, I would try those 3 things. Get rid of the slow-mo, use some trending music, and whatever the other thing I said was.
Whatever Dan said, just do it.
Yeah.
I was looking, there was a bit of a theme here. You've done some Nerf stuff. Another thing maybe to investigate, or just keep coming up with ideas here, is could you be the Nerf trick shot champion of YouTube Shorts? If you're going to niche down a little bit, if you want to fire, like, can you fire this Nerf dart through different holes and rings in different objects? And then you have like that brand consistency. Perhaps that's another way that you may be approaching it. So you go from a CD disc to a keyhole to a key ring that you can maybe shoot it through. What else could you maybe fire it through? Like on a car window from one side to the other.
Paper bag.
Yeah. Think of 50 different things you could fire your Nerf dart through that would be really difficult to do. And maybe do 5 at a time on montages and stuff.
Yep.
That is unbelievable for their channel. We're going to now go to another gaming channel. This would be channel 184. No, sorry. Was it 184 or 148? 148. Let's type that in. Exit. Go with Exit. This channel is called. And we've got shots.
Yes. So we got 2 3-second shorts. I mean, this is a great follow-up. Somebody who is not making these any longer than they need to be.
I do have a query about what is the shortest shot you can make.
Or even what my question more is, and I don't know if there's an answer yet, but what is the shortest effective, efficient, like most viewed short? Like what are they? And I think Dan has been saying, or someone was saying it was like less than 15 seconds, right around 15 seconds or somewhere around there.
YouTube, I think, said 15 seconds, but I think that's for the I don't know if this is true anymore, but I think at the time it was because the song could only be 15 seconds. Because for copyright issues and stuff, like that was the deal they made. I think they can be longer now, but I'm not positive on that. Interesting.
Yeah. So what was going on here? So really intriguing, very simple thumbnails. They were all short, so whether people are going to see these is another question. But they look as if they're very simple to make, so it gives some nice branding to the channel. You've abandoned that recently, but the view counts were really healthy on these videos as well.
Yeah. I wonder. Let's see.
Pixel art. Okay, so these pixel art ones, is this where this character is made up of the customized characters, Dan?
They built that character out of like individual blocks. So
is it a larger character, quite a big character?
Yeah. And it's based off.
I see. Right.
It's one of these.
I've seen these types of channels before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be a bit faster, I feel.
Yeah, I think so too.
But it did get 100,000 views, so hey, what do I know?
So I wonder, the views have only kind of trended down, right? Like, then again, it's not, the channel's not that old, so all of those could kind of pick up. All these new ones could kind of pick up.
Yeah.
I feel like their titles have gotten more simple. You know, they definitely stopped using custom thumbnails, which is fine. But like these last 3 videos, I mean, I just got finished saying people aren't going to read the title, but some people, I mean, sometimes YouTube pushes these somewhere. Like, you still want a clear title. And it looks like they've tried to create like a perfect loop here.
That looks a bit Jake Fellman-y did that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious, is this... Okay, so why
3 times?
Yeah, so this is interesting because I have seen, I'm not accusing this channel of doing this just yet, but there seems to be a weird phenomenon going around for shorts where people will post as many of the same identical shorts as humanly possible, like dozens, if not hundreds of times a day. And these shorts are getting thousands of views, and they're getting very quickly to 100,000 subscribers to get this verified check mark.
Weird.
Yeah, again, I'm not saying this channel is doing this because we've only got 3 examples here, but it's, why have you done this?
Well, they might be trying it. They might be seeing channels that are gaining success, and that's what I would. I mean, if I knew that, I would try it. I mean, but it could be a kind of a glitch in the matrix, right? Like, the YouTube Shorts player, the short shelf, is just very new, and still there's still AI that's learning from all this, and YouTube itself is still developing this section of the YouTube app. So I don't know if those people will be able to continue doing what they're doing for very long. It seems like a form of metric manipulation, which YouTube does not allow.
Yeah.
And they found what I would call that, just the way you described it, it sounds like an exploit.
Yeah, definitely so.
So I wouldn't,
unfortunately.
It's fun to try as an experiment. I would not double down on this strategy, just because you don't know if it's going to get those channels in trouble. Because it just sounds like a little too good to be true. The other thing I'll say just about that video itself is, why did you do it twice? Like, if you're trying to create this perfect loop, you only needed to do 3 seconds instead of 6. You did it twice, and then the video would loop. Just another thing that's kind of curious. But we just have more questions than answers, I think, which not just this channel, but shorts in general. What you were doing before worked really, really well, and I think I would keep experimenting with the types of Minecraft shorts that you're making, and the ones that you can replicate over and over. Like, BlockFacts found a formula and replicated it, and just went at that one formula over and over and over. It seems like you're trying all kinds of different stuff, and that's going to be a struggle for you to build up those returning viewers. And you can get returning viewers on a shorts channel.
Indeed, indeed.
All right, let's see what we got here going on. It's terrible. What a waste of technology. I don't know why people do this to themselves. Absolutely trash. I've done it again. Congratulations to me, as I'm simulcasting my podcast and the VidIQ thing. I'm trying to get as much money as I can. I got my championship belt here, my Savage belt.
I can see.
I got my podcast, which is right here, and then the VidIQ, which is right here. I'm making sure everyone can get as much savagery as they need in one particular day. All right, podcast, you're going to have to wait.
You're having difficulty with that championship.
There we go. Okay, here we go. All right, how can I help everybody today? Well, what kind of help can I be a part of?
Oh, is somebody else? Is that another update for somebody's lunch? I just said.
My Subway is almost here, so I'm excited about that.
Into
it. All right, what's going on, everybody? I see everyone is doing it big in the chat. I appreciate all y'all, guys and girls and everyone else, for coming for the savagery. My shirts are back in stock, as you can see, the most illegal t-shirt in all of YouTube. Can't buy it anywhere anymore, which is a shame.
Yeah, that's a problem. It protect your intellectual property is the thing. So 66% of you may know who this person is. For those who are brand new, Savage, introduce yourself to your potential new students.
Listen, the thing is, I'm just here to tell you the truth about everything, about life, about YouTube, about anything, to be honest. The thing is, like, so many people sugarcoat things, and I'm just not about that sugarcoat life. I'm about telling you the real way in the real life, the savage way. The only way to do it is the savage way. Look at all these people in the chat with the hashtag savage in the chat. I love all y'all, my Savage Academy students there. It's great. Most of you haven't paid, which I'm a little upset about, but I love you anyway.
And what we usually offer at this point is a very unique Savage audit. And we do that through a special, why can I not get this up here? There we go. Our special hashtag of the stream. Savage, what do you want people to type?
You know, I'm giving a discount today on the Savage Academy where it's buy one, get one. So you buy one discounted savagery and you get one for free. So we're gonna have buy one, get one. So what is it? B1 G1? Is that what it is? Hashtag B1 G1. Get one savage insult and you'll get two. Believe it or not. Buy one, you'll get
right,
there it is. That's it right there.
Hashtag BOGO if you want to put that in the chat. And yeah, you may be receiving very, very, very soon an alternative type of channel audit, which Dan and myself will just step away from very carefully, walking over eggshells as we do, so that Savage can do his thing.
Seems right. I mean, are we at 200 yet? This is really taking too long. This is kind of embarrassing.
Almost there. Almost there.
And only one of your BOGOs count. If you do it 10 times, it only recognizes one, so please don't spam the chat.
So they're trying to buy one and get one. That's a Savage Academy student for you. This is what you really do. When you're real savage, what you do is you buy one, get one, you return the one you bought. That's how you do it. You just keep the one they gave you. It's legal in most states, not all of them. Texas is really kind of uptight about that sort of thing. Yeah. Anyway, what do we got? We got the 200 yet? No, we're still. Wow, some of y'all are really ridiculous. You're taking too long. We're just going to go ahead and do this because I don't want to wait. No, we should be at 2,000 by now. I don't know what's going on here. I hate all this. Wait, is my subway here? It is. Oh, well. What do we got? Saucer Gragas. Nope, with Mr. Mechanico. All right, Mr. Mechanico. I've been to Monaco before.
I do know how to pronounce this channel is Mr. Monaco.
Mr. Monaco. All right, I've been to Monaco before.
I don't think they knew what they were signing up for, so I'm a little worried.
All right, let's see. Well, we're going to find out. You got an old guy there about ready to drive. Looks like that's going to be terrible. That looks like that one dude. That one dude is like, you know that dude, that mean guy. So all right, this is lots of fun. Is this a video game or is this real life? What's going on here? What is this? What kind of a channel is this? Let me bring this real big. Commenting my races like in real life. Okay. Calm Cruise. I know Tom Cruise. I don't know no Calm Cruise. Is that his cousin? Portugal Cockpit. All right. Commenting my races like in Rio. Listen here, Calm Cruise or Mr. Miyako or whatever your name is, Mr. Miyagi. Here's the thing about videos and channels like this. No one watches them. So let's go on to the next channel. I'm going to go ahead and let this person go. I had him as a hostage. I'm going to let him go free this time. I'm let him go. Wait,
very good. Very good.
Give me my sandwich back. Give me my Subway sandwich and leave.
I thought that was quite a poor Savage audit. If I'm quite honest.
I just wanted to let him off because he said, "What is this?" And I'm like, "All right, I'll let you go." Leopold Kane. Wasn't Leopold in like some old stories you had to learn about in high school and stuff? Leopold, wasn't that one of them people you had to learn about in school?
Probably.
It feels like one of those questions you got questions on. I failed that test. All right, what is this guy? All right, he's got a teddy bear in the banner, and he looks like a lumberjack in his videos. What is going on here? He is the definition of clickbait. You come in here for a cute little fuzzy thing, you get a big fuzzy thing. What in the world is going on here? Who are you trying to clickbait? Top anime ever, and then you got this dude who definitely should not be watching anime. What? You should maybe be the father of someone who watches anime, but I don't think you should be watching it for yourself. The Sims, Ashton Trejo, and read books and kick butts. The Sims. See, this makes me feel kind of weird. He's playing Sims and he's kicking butts, and he's got his little blue-eyed lion as his avatar. I feel like this is a trap. Are you trying to trap? Are you trying to entrap people? Are you trying to entrap people that are not of age? Is that what's going on here? You got an egg there. And now
Okay, Savage. Shall we move on? Shall we move on?
Look at all these shenanigans. What is this? What is going on here?
Very good.
Terrible, Leonardo. Whatever
very
your name
good
is.
Or very bad.
Where's Leonardo? Get back there trying to do things. All right, who we got? Daniel Epic. Nope. EMA plane. I like planes. Actually, you know what? I like planes. I flew on a plane a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they all right. They're not as good as jets, but whatever. Oh, that's as good as a jet. Look at this. Look at this. This guy right here trying to get some look at my. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you a question about this, Rob. Is this legal? Is it like can these planes copyright strike this guy for taking videos of them? Like we took off and they're like, no, that was me. I'm copyright striking you. You can't. That takes your channel down in one fell swoop.
I think that's one for your good friend Emily D. Baker. I don't feel I'm qualified to answer that question.
I feel like you can, because what happens if I'm on that flight and I see that and I'm like, nope, copyright strike. As a matter of fact, that third flight up there, the must see, I was on that plane. I flew it. Be honest, I was piloting it. And I don't know. I want however much money he made on that video. How many views he get? 489. 439. My good goobly goo. You can't even pay for my Subway sandwich with that much. Yeah. How much is this channel paying you to do this? And why are you doing? And why are you taking videos of planes taking off? What kind of a weirdo are you? Do you go out right on the runway and take your camera out there and just? And why isn't anyone escorting you off the airfield? What kind of security is going on in the airports of today? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. You're just a creep. He's an airplane creep. Let's find someone else. One more.
Sure.
One more before my sandwich gets cold. Got airplane creeps. We got creepy creeps. We got Sims creeps. We got everything. Speed and shine. Oh, I like the way that sounds. That sounds real good. That's my car after I clean it. Speed and shine. Love it. Let's see what this is. Probably something about frogs. Something completely irrelevant. No, okay, look, cars. All right, here we go. Green text. That's awesome. I know people are going to click that. Great. A lot of older cars. That's cool. That's cool. We got a little, what is that over there? Speed and shine year-end wrap a month ago. Wait a minute. Was that the end of the year a month ago? Yo, speed and shine. You need to stop huffing the speed and shine. You need to go ahead and get on the regular food. I don't know what you listen. When you cleaning a car with all the speed and shine, step away for a little while. Don't let all them fumes go up into your brain. Don't do that. Let's see. Chevy 55 Chevy 210 Restore. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Had one of those. And what else is down? Let's go down just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, man, these green text give me eye pain right now. I got eye pain. I'm going to sue this guy for all the eye pain I'm going through right now. All right. One more. Dress to Cruise and Cars and Q. Cars and Q. What is that? Sounds like barbecue, except for it's not quite right. Cars. What is a Cars and Q, Rob?
Which one are we looking at here? Sorry, I've tuned out. Really, I wasn't.
They fry eggs in the engine block.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Because I just made it up, but yes.
Funny thing about this picture reminds me when I go out to have Mexican food. You see that at the back there? That's just like me. I'll tell you right now. Got me thinking about the last time I went to Taco Bell with a little bit too much money and a little bit too little time. It was something else, man. I had to go through. They had a buffet that weekend. Man, I was spitting it out. It was something else. Anyway,
very good.
Appreciate all y'all for coming on through.
Time is up. I think time has come.
Speaking of which, I got my Subway waiting for me outside. I can't wait to get that.
God.
Of Savage ever. Wow. Although some people seem to enjoy it, and you know what I'm going to do actually, Savage? I'm going to ask people right now. We're going to put you to the test here as we end. I'm going to ask people: do they enjoy Savage? And the poll, and let's see what comes up here. So, how do you want me to phrase this poll?
Haters gonna hate, and ainers gonna hate.
I won't ask you then, Savage.
Are you awesome? Yes.
Should we have Savage on? Right. So we'll give that a couple of minutes as we say our goodbyes. Dan. Thank you for joining us for the useful, valuable bits of this live stream.
Sure. I'm upset. That was I guess I'm glad you guys get to go enjoy lunch.
Well, some people want to do more roasting. Oh, have you already had your lunch? Yeah, you're in a different part of the world.
It's fortunate. It's fortunate that I did, because now my stomach just hurts.
Yeah. There you go, Dan the Man, Council of the Rings.
Council of the Rings, thank you. And we'll say goodbye to Mr. Michael Andrews and Uncharted something. And then Pathway to Leadership, we'll say goodbye to you. And
Hey, that's one for you there, Savage. Speed and Shine.
There you go.
There you go, Speed and Shine. Appreciate you very much. Who else out there? Looks University. Two Healing Hands. Lou Gamer ZYT. More Savage Time. Appreciate you. Very random indeed. I love that name. That's a great name. And one more. What do we got? Sarah Down. Thanks for the time as always. You're welcome. Check is better be in the mail. That's all I'm saying about that.
All right, we've got 170 votes in, Savage, and you have a 67% approval rating.
Of course I do. What are you talking about?
Not bad, not bad.
It's better than the president. What are you talking about?
I will say goodbye to RioNam. So you are more than welcome for the audit. We hope you found it valuable. I'm going to say goodbye also to the legendary studio. Goodbye there. Knitting Patternista. Goodbye to you. I apologize if I've already said Russell Muscle TV, but I do love the alliteration there. And also Z. I think you have to pronounce every single part of this, the letters here. Z3PT3PI. Thank you.
Oh, he was in that Star Wars show, Boba Fett. It wasn't no good.
Savage Savage Rusty Jack Gaming is coming in here.
Oh, that's the guy that lent me some money the other day. Listen, Rusty Jack, it checks in the mail. Don't tell nobody though.
And to answer this person's question, Adric looks, yes, this is the end of a live stream. But before we go, Dan, you have approximately 24 and a half seconds to tell us why everybody on this live stream right now should join us for tomorrow's live stream.
We are going to have Nolan Molt of Think Media hanging out with us. If you watch any of Nolan's content over on Think Media, you know that he is fantastic when it comes to talking about different products, tools, services in his videos. So if you're someone who's looking to make a little bit of money, this is probably a good person to hang out with and be around. So tomorrow for our live stream, we're going to be talking about some stuff and some things and also some Q&A.
Savage, I'm putting you on screen. You got 10 seconds before the outro kicks in.
I feel like y'all should know one thing.